So moving on, the season of political ads, well, it's arrived. They're already popping up in your media feeds and on our air here at WRAL. We've been getting a lot of questions about one specific ad that features WRAL anchor Gerald Owens.
Mark Robinson suggested to a church congregation recently that God calls men, not women, to leadership positions.
Getting ready to get in trouble. Called to be led by men.
Robinson has a history of demeaning women and defending sexual predators.
So it's clearly one of those attack ads that we see. The video was created and paid for by a group of donors who support candidate Bill Graham. He's running against a field of different people, including Mark Robinson, to be the Republican nominee for governor. And it appears WRAL has picked a side, according to that ad. But we haven't. You believe me, right? Need more convincing? Let's go in depth. I think we should start this with the PR statement. WRAL News doesn't endorse any candidate, and we strive to treat everyone fairly and equally. And frankly, there's nothing we can do about videos like this. That snippet of Gerald was from a news story that ran in one of our newscasts. And under the fair use provisions of copyright law, it's, it's fair to use. Look, I'm not good at PR statements. I'm better at speaking bluntly. So when it comes to political ads, to be blunt about it, they can do and say almost anything that they want. They're allowed to mislead you. In fact, many of them are designed to do just that. I have actually tackled this topic before. I met with an attorney whose job it is to review these types of ads before they're published. And here is what he told me about them.
Their strengths and weaknesses.
Would you say that people making these ads often try to push the language as far as they possibly can before breaking the law?
Well, of course, breaking the law is sort of a fuzzy term too, right? Because there's no statute that say, thou shalt not lie. Maybe exaggeration is an appropriate way of saying something.
So can people flat out lie in these political ads?
Well, certainly they can, and they have.
So why can they lie? And furthermore, why do we put those lies on TV? Well, free speech. And because we have to, most of the time. Let me explain. See, there are two types of political ads. There are candidate ads, and then there are the issue ads or the PAC ads. Those are the ones that are paid for by those political groups with overly patriotic names. You know the type. Now, when it comes to the candidate ads, the rule is simple. We can't say no to those. They can say anything they want, and we must air it. Anything. They could say their opponent is a werewolf who hunts cattle at night, and we'd have to put it on TV. PAC ads are different, though. We don't necessarily have to air those. And we have lawyers who look at them for legal issues. But as we just explained, those are almost non-existent. Now, if we sell airtime to one side, we do have to offer the equal airtime to the other side. We don't play favorites, and we don't limit free speech, which is why you see so many ads on our air, regardless of who pays for them. And those are the rules, except not entirely, because they actually differ between networks and cable stations. And for social media sites, some sites like Twitter, they have censored people in the past on their own, and other sites don't. And to state it simply, it's just not regulated with one set of rules across the board.
The average person at home is going to hear that and go, wow, it sure feels like it should be, because we are making decisions about the future leaders of our state, for instance, and it's not based in fact.
Well, of course, then you get into, censorship and the First Amendment, and I think we all believe, particularly these days, that the First Amendment is a really important right and the ability to criticize and contrast. I mean, one person's lie, which is not really a lie, is somebody else's truth.
If there is a line that sums up politics better than that last one person's lie, which is not really a lie, is somebody else's truth. It's both confusing and somewhat infuriating, and that's politics. If you want to hear from some of the candidates that we were talking about tonight, you can tune into On the Record tomorrow at 7 right here on WRAL. And if you have some questions about any of this stuff, please just let me know. Email dan@WRAL.com. If you've already emailed me, a lot of you have, and you're waiting for a reply, please be patient. I will get back to you. Our inbox fills up very, very quickly. We get tons of emails, and some of them inspire stories that take a lot of time to work on because we really care about what you're writing in and telling us. I read everything you send me. Please be patient. Also, keep telling me what you're thinking. Keep those emails coming, and we'll continue to go in depth. Also, don't forget you can listen to all of my in-depth segments as a podcast. That picture, I look like an accountant's accountant. You can find WRAL In Depth with Dan Haggarty in Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or on WRAL.com. Check